Hey guys, episode 50 of the stock portfolio series. So coming up on a year. Feels like it's been a year trying to switch to IG at the moment. I got an email from Hargreaves Lansdown saying sorry to see you go, and the transfer will be going through within 3 to 8 weeks. This is the painful side of trying to invest in the UK. Unless you want to just go with general investment accounts. The ISA transfer system seems to be quite poor. Heard nothing at all from iWeb, where the polymetal investment is. They've just said transfers are delayed because of COVID, and it could be sort of 90 days or more. So, from 28th of April to here, still haven't moved. And I've still got the polymetal dividend sitting in my iWeb account. So there's £1,300 unspent, which is quite annoying. But, not so bad. The total portfolio is pretty much completely flat this week. So maybe the downside of having such a diverse portfolio is some stuff's sort of done pretty well this week, and some stuff's trailed off. So overall, it's sort of pretty flat. So if you're looking for sort of a less concentrated portfolio, then if you have a good week, then you'll definitely have a good week. So the gold and silver have sort of dropped off a little this week. Not too bad, sort of less than £1,000, so that's fine. Looking at the ISA, not too bad, about £700 up. Part of that's come from the ARC Pie. It's actually up about 400 quid. Obviously not adding anything or putting anything in there, just growth stocks sort of doing reasonably well. Growth stocks sort of outperforming me this week. Seen a lot of people's sort of portfolios up 2%, 3%, 4% in a week. So that's fine. That's not really what this portfolio is all about. But some of the other stuff, the other gains are mainly from REITs, to be honest. Doing quite well, sort of % or 2 on lots of them. Argo blockchain, small rise, 2%. Bitcoin still a little bit up and down. The Bitcoin ETPs up slightly. Some of the gold miners sort of just dropping a little. Nothing too much though. Things like Digital Realty doing really well. Kind of expected this over time. But since I sort of put the investment in, can't remember where that was actually, but you can see the line of my average cost. It's done pretty well over the last few months. I did add a lot more in the new ISA season, so that was about April time. So most of that has been the last few months. First Majestic up a couple of percent nearly, not too bad. The UK REIT's not doing quite so well as the US, but still fairly happy with them. The UK ones sort of give all the care home ones I've got, Impact and Target, sort of give a much bigger yield, so don't need quite as much growth with them. Polymetal seen a little bit of a drop, nothing too much though. Realty not really going with the more industrial REITs, fairly flat. Stag was the biggest of the REIT gainers, so not too bad at all. So up 12% on that, plus you get the monthly dividend. Pretty happy with that. Sylvania sort of fairly flat for the week, but platinum and sort of all the metals really coming down a little. Not surprised to sort of see it not doing so well. But that's fine. I think it's fairly temporary. Tritax, not too bad, 1.7%, and sort of similar for Eurobox. Both looking fairly good. Yeah, so that's the ISA. Not a huge amount of movement. And even less movement on the invest account. So I'm down £50, less than £50 on a nearly 150 grand. So not a huge amount of movement overall, although there's some ups and downs. Some of the sort of inflation hedge type stocks that I kind of think not doing too well. Archer Daniels sort of 4%. So it's a little bit of a rough week, but still doing well on that overall. Aviva slightly up. Baidu slightly down. Not huge moves really. House builders having a bit of a rough week. Yeah, so US and UK sort of all down. Not too good. BT had a very nice week. Sort of billionaire European telecoms investor has taken a 12% stake. So he's fairly bullish on sort of broadband, the gigabit broadband potentially, or just high-speed broadband rollout in the UK. And I've also got the EE side for 5G. So yeah, quite a good group overall, I think, for not very much market cap, mainly just because they've got a lot of debt, but I think they can pay it down over time. Have a fairly good week for eBay, $67, pretty good. FedEx dropped off a little, sort of continuing to come down, but yeah, on the long term it seems fine. Glencore, sort of pretty much flat for the week. ETFs are very, very flat. They never do a huge amount. Interesting that the, aside from, global water doing quite well overall, but the Europe ETF sort of doing the best out of the regional ones. Quite interesting. The Europe mid-cap, so it includes some sort of FTSE 250 and some of the sort of similar indexes in the other European countries. Kia Group, 2.3%, just sort of recovering back from the little drop it had. Back over 100% now. Kroger's pretty flat. Lennar went down the most of the house builders, but still looks good value, so happy to hold, obviously. Lockheed had a little drop. Micron had a very big drop on sort of poor news about forecasts of the RAM industry. But yeah, fairly happy going forward. Sort of projected earnings for this year and next year look very good. Next year in particular. Nintendo fairly flat, but I'm wondering whether we'll get the new Nintendo Switch announcement over E3 this weekend. Could provide a nice bump if you get that, but if not, I'm sure it's coming soon. Porsche, small drop this week, but nothing too much. Renault seemed to have seen a nice gain this week, 7%. Sort of gone. It was sort of dragging around a little bit below my my buy price, and then it suddenly rocketed up. Not seeing anything tremendous news from them. If anything, it was bad news. They're sort of getting charged with issues over Dieselgate. A lot of people sort of didn't realise they were quite as caught up in that. Thought it was mostly sort of Volkswagen and the Germans. But yeah, Renault were in that as well. Shell, a couple of percent up. Tinto, a couple of percent down, so nothing too much. Sega had a good week, 6%. Haven't seen anything sort of huge news-wise, but just kind of shows if I'd have bought this at the price that I was buying it, maybe on, as I say, this is probably one to be buying on IG if I eventually get there, or that sort of platform where you, if you want to buy, you get a quote rather than just buying and placing a market order. So yeah, that would be one for not doing on Trading212. Seems like the liquidity is quite poor, so as I say, I would be up now because the price is higher than what I thought I was buying it. So it's a little frustrating. Sony 1%, not too much. The US small cap ETF still doing quite well, just trickling up. Same with Stellantis, really, down slightly on the week, but just slowly trickling up over sort of the time since I bought it. So fairly happy with them. Taylor Wimpey, slight drop with the rest of the house builders. Nothing too much. Similar little drop with TSMC. Turtle Beach, 11%. This is a hell of a move. It just seems to be more sort of partnership deals with esports teams and that sort of thing. Sort of bullish news. Nothing too much. I mean, it's only a partnership, but I suppose they're only a small cap stock. Doesn't really take too much to move the needle. Sort of only 500 million. So yeah, 36% up on them now, but they still look good value to me. Not too much moves on the rest. Tyson down a little. Vale pretty much flat. A bit of a gain on the video gaming ETF. And most of the others sort of fairly flat. 2% on Beatrice and a little bit of a loss on Volkswagen for the week. So yeah, as I say, flat overall. A bit of a slow week, but we'll see going forward. No new money on the horizon, I don't think. All my sort of salary money's going into crypto at the moment. While we're low, and hopefully sort of in the next couple of months, maybe next few months, if it starts to rise up, then more can start coming back into here, or hopefully into IG. But yeah, so leave your thoughts in the comments below, and like and subscribe. See you soon.